First, you're going to start off with a pair of jeans. Mine are size 14, I think, meaning they are bigger than me. And I figured the bigger the better because you have room to make mistakes. So depending on your body shape, I would say get pants that are bigger than you. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut up the center seam. And I'm using my electric scissors because those are just incredible for this project. And I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to create a straight line from the bottom of the pants to the top waist because we're going to be cutting that and shaping that to our bodies. You're going to do the same thing for the front and the back. Now, as you can see, the side seam is in the middle now, and this is how you do it when you want to create the center seam to be straight. So you put the sides, you put the center on the sides and you mark it, and then you cut it and sew it, and then you replace it. Now, if you're confused by what I'm saying, just watch the video. I'm using a bar of soap, not chalk, because I just figure soap just works so much better. And I am just creating a straight line. And don't worry if it's not perfect, because you can go back and fix it later on, which I'm going to do. So use your ruler. It would be better if I had a long ruler, but I was traveling when I started this video, so I only had my traveling ruler. If you have a long ruler, it's easier because the line will be straight and you won't have to, piece it together. And again, I'm using my electric scissors. If you guys don't have these are my holy grail, especially for these type of projects. If you follow me, you know that I use a lot of industrial things, like I cut up shoes and things like that. So like I need some heavy duty scissors, and these electric scissors are incredible. Everything that I do use in this video will be linked below in my Amazon store, so check that out. And you're going to sew that entire line down. Now, I only pin the front because I'm going to want to adjust that once I put it on my mannequin. So I only like to sew the back first and then pin the front and then put it on my mannequin and adjust as necessary. Now, as you see on my sewing machine, I actually sewed all the way up to the entire back. And I just didn't cut that part, but I sewed all the way up to the top. And this is me adjusting it on my mannequin. Now, the back is kind of loose, so don't worry about that little puckering in the back. You're going to be taking that in on the sides, and it's going to stretch out on its own. So don't worry if the back looks a little odd shaped and a little baggy. And this is me just adjusting it and figuring out how much I need to take off in the front. This mannequin is my size. I advise you to get a bust form or something to help you measure, or you can use your body. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut up slits on the side. And the reason why you need to cut up slits on the side is because you won't be able to get in this if you don't. And you need the extra fabric to be able to sew up the middle seam. And so the slits add that extra fabric so that you can have a seam down the middle. Otherwise, again, it'll be like a pencil and you will not be able to get into it. So you have to have slits on the side. I'm actually keeping this long, but the one that I did previously, I cut shorter. So it's going to be cuter long, I think, for this type of fabric. Next, to take in the seams, you're going to put it on and decide where you want it to be tighter at. Put it on inside out. And I marked with the pin the top part of it and the bottom part of where I want to take it in. And then I use my soap to create a S-curve. Is it an S-curve? Or a curve where my waist is coming in at. And you don't want to just make it like all the way around. You kind of want to blend it into the straightness of the hip, because then it might look a little odd and a little pointy. So kind of blend it in. And this is me just marking it and then pinning it so that I can copy it, duplicate it on the other side. So once that is all pinned down, you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now don't worry if this isn't tight enough, because you can always go in and do it some more, which is I'm gonna have to do that. So it's better to do it less than more. And do not cut this out, just pin it, sew it along those lines, and then try it on again and evaluate how much more you want to take in on the waistline. Now for this skirt, I kept the button closed, but for the one that I did on Instagram, I had it open. So you will need to take this in tighter if you want to keep the zipper up. If you want to keep the zipper down. So you're going to want to take it in a little bit more underneath the bust and more on the sides if you want to keep the zipper down to give you some stability around the bust area. So this is me trying it on again, and you see I can take it in just a little bit more on the side so it can be a little tighter. My bust to waist ratio is a little odd. So also I decided to sew down the pockets in the back because they was not sitting right in the back. So I just kind of stitch those down and I take it in on the sides. And if you want to add a zipper, you can add it right along the side seam. I didn't have to because this was stretchy enough for me to put over my head. But if you have jeans that are not stretchy enough, then you might need to add a zipper. So this is me just sewing down those back pockets. And I wanted to add a little zhuzh to this dress because I already have the other denim dress. But I wanted to make this one look a little bit more edgy. So I just go ahead and add some distressing to the front. I use my ruler and my soap to create lines on both sides. And I kind of curve them upside the hip so that when I wear it, it's just going on the hip area. And I cut those with scissors. And I did originally a certain length, but then I went in and added another cut slit in between because they just were a little too big, excuse me. And so as you can see, I added some more, and I did that in the front. I was going to do it in the back, but I decided not to. I didn't show the part where I actually distressed them because it's pretty straightforward. After you cut them, you stretch it out and you pull out the pieces of thread, and then you throw it in the washing machine on a regular cycle and the dryer on a regular cycle, and it comes out frayed and distressed. I do like to go in and just pull out as many threads as I need to because that helps it to look more distressed. So that is pretty self-explanatory, so I didn't show that part. I'm open to doing a distress video. If you guys want that, then comment down below if you want to see how I distress this dress. But other than that, it's pretty much it. Throw it in the wash and the dry, and there you have it. The cutest. This dress turned out so cute, cuter than I could even imagine, especially after I distressed it. What you guys think? If you love it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.